Good morning. I'm coming to you this morning in our home on Daniel Island, and behind me is what we call the Wall of Churches. It's the 6 churches that I have served, both as curate, chaplain to the day school, associate rector, priest in charge, rector, dean of a cathedral, and priest in charge again. They're there to remind me of the wonderful ministry that I have been blessed to have in these 34 years as a priest. You know, when I attended the General Theological Seminary from 1982 to 1985, we lived across the street in an apartment building housing married students from that which is called the Close. It's called the Close, what we could look out on, because of the large iron gate and brick walls that surrounded the seminary campus and literally suggested a monastic feeling. If you have ever been to the General Seminary's campus between 9th and 10th Avenues on 20th and 21st Street, very close to the Hudson River, you can often see it, if you've never seen it in person, on old episodes of Law and Order. And I'm a huge Law and Order fan, and constantly I see the campus portrayed there as a college campus, a religious institution. They often filmed there. Our apartment, although it was small, it was really quite nice, and it had a great view of the Empire State Building on 34th Street, as well as it looked down from our 4th floor apartment on this great big iron gate. From today's gospel passage, Jesus said, "The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. And the sheep follow him because they know his voice. Very truly, I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. My sheep hear my voice and they follow me." That's taken from the 10th chapter of the Gospel of John. The seminarians that lived outside of the Close had to daily go through that gate to get into the seminary. The old iron gate had a lock for security, and we would swing it open and swing it closed as we entered. Each day there was no mistaking that being able to go through that gate, having a key, meant that you belonged to General Seminary and this academic and spiritual Episcopal community. Listening to this particular teaching of Jesus for this 4th Sunday of Easter may suggest that the gospel is exclusionary. Yet, how can we come to such a conclusion after carefully reading, digesting, and praying over the words and life of Jesus in the Gospels? The answer, I believe, lies in the natural human tendency, the human response that needs boundaries and separateness in order to feel superior. There is a false sense of security that draws many into this way of thinking and being, and has caused and continues to cause misrepresentations of the life, the teachings, the faith, and the resurrection of Jesus the Lord. Eckhart Tolle, spiritual teacher and best-selling author, writes in A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose, and I quote, "There is nothing that strengthens the ego more than being right. Being right is identification with a mental position, a perspective, an opinion, a judgment, a story. For you to be right, of course, you need someone else to be wrong. And so the ego loves to make wrong in order to be right. In other words," he concludes, "you need to make others wrong in order to get a stronger sense of who you are. And unfortunately, the gospel of Jesus Christ has, over the centuries, been used for just such purposes, to make others wrong, keep others out, others excluded, others not able to get through the same gate that seem to have the key. Rather than the radical understanding of the gospel and its radical invitation to all to a new way of life. You see, the key is available to everyone. Very truly, I tell you, I am the gate of the sheep. This passage from the Gospel of John portrays the radical invitation of Jesus to follow him, to enter this new way of life with him and through him, the gate. And to do this means that one takes on the very nature of Jesus. These last 6 weeks have been such anxious and painful ones for our nation and, of course, the world. Many have perished, many are sick, many are grieving. Many are without work and without an income. And we have learned that we are all really together in all of this. There's no denying that we're all in this together. And in this time, Jesus continues to invite us to enter the gate, his gate, all of us, and to find life itself. May you find life in this most challenging and difficult time. And I promise we will be back together with one another in person once again. Amen.